Muy buenas, tropa, ¿qué tal? Segundico. Uy, 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 uy. Espera, que voy a hacer aquí sino eco. Ya estamos. Muy buenas, gente. ¿Qué tal? Bienvenidos a un nuevo stream probablemente al canal de Twitch con más desproporción entre su éxito y la calidad de las camisas del streamer. Pero bueno, ¿qué le vamos a hacer? No está hecha la miel para la boca de las, no dicen. Vamos a ver. Perdón. Estoy hablando y no estaba enseñando nada. ¿Y por qué tengo esto? Oh. Un segundito, por favor. Es que he tenido varios problemas ahora al empezar, ¿eh? Un segundo, porque tenía los auriculares con la batería baja. No me está cargando... Ah, sí, sí me está cargando ahora el vídeo del overlay. Vale, vale. Vale, eso está bien. Eso está bien. Lo que tengo que hacer es cambiar la captura de juego a que me coja el hitchhiker. Vale, le ha costado, pero ahí está. Muy bien. Pues este es el juego al que vamos a echar hoy la tarde. No tenemos overlay aquí. Vamos a ver. Ahora. Aquí está. Ahora ya sí. Ahora ya sí. Empezamos. Vamos a jugar al Hitchhiker. Es un juego que vi hace unos meses. No recuerdo si se lo vi a Ross Gamer o a Vicio. One More Time. Creo que fue uno de los dos. Y vi apenas el principio del primer capítulo. Vi que me gustaba y decidí dejar de verlo. Con lo cual vamos a darle hoy. No creo que lo acabemos hoy, aunque sé que, no es que es un juego que no es muy largo. Pero tampoco tengo intención yo de hacerme un directo de 4 horas. Así que vamos a ver. Voy a poner el sonido del juego. Ahí está. Que se oiga, pero que no aturda. Vamos a darle ajustes, subtítulos activado, idioma del texto español, tamaño de la fuente bien, grabar, juego, borrar. ¿Esto qué es? Sí, no tengo ningún juego, pero por si acaso. Vídeo calidad ultra, tacata, automático reiniciar, sonido. Vamos a dejar la música al mínimo por si acaso. Y vamos a ver. Vamos a ver cómo, vale, a interactuar, cancelar, mirar alrededor. Y la sensibilidad sí la tenemos que cambiar. Digo yo que podremos cambiarla después. Vale. Pues nada. Vamos a empezar el primer capítulo de este juego. Ahora, en cuanto vea salir los rótulos, si veo que los tapa el overlay, lo quito. ¿Vale? No tengo muy claro de qué va el juego. Es decir, sé que es una historia en la cual tienes que recuperar los recuerdos o algo así. Porque te cogen de autostopista, tú eres el autostopista y vas teniendo una conversación con la gente que te va llevando. Vas cambiando de coche. No sé muy bien, ya digo. El resto no lo conozco. Se oye bien el juego, ¿no? Vale. Ya mira. Vale. Segundín. Un segundo. Vale. Reanudamos. Sí. Vale. La sensibilidad está bien del ratón, yo creo. No me va a contar nada. Bueno. Movemos el muñeco. Tabaco de mascar. Marca bisonte. Pues vale. Chewing tobacco. No hay nada especial que ver.
So, where are you headed?
Vale. Sal mover el ratón. Encogerse de hombros.
Not the talkative type.
Uy, perdón.
Okay,
No eres de los que habla mucho. No.
that's okay. Most
Para
people I
buscar.
pick up are just waiting for their turn to talk.
Vale, un segundo que estoy viendo que sí que tapa un poco el overlay el texto. Así que lo vamos a quitar. Y así vemos todos el
Want a raisin?
texto.
They're from my farm.
¿Hay granjeros de pasas?
Sure. California still farms more raisins than anywhere on Earth.
¿Qué tengo aquí? Un reclamo de patos. De acuerdo, probaré
Go
uno.
ahead. Those are Thompson's seedless raisins. Delicious.
Vale. Hombre, Juan Luis Iglesias. ¿Este querías tú verlo? Pues mira. Bienvenido. Ruido Laur, la hora del acertijo.
You want to know the clearest evidence that reality isn't real?
Que la realidad no es real. Sí.
Raisins and grapes, man.
Yep.
They're the same thing, but they taste disgusting when eaten together. Obvious bug in the program there, right?
Bueno, yo es que las pasas tampoco les tengo mucho cariño solas, así que no sé, yo sí.
Memory is a slippery thing.
Sí.
Think about when somebody asks you about this ride later, assuming you even know where you're going, and get someplace where somebody can ask you. Hey, how'd you get here anyway? They'll ask you. Oh, I hitched. And your brain will flash back for a second when you say this. And it'll show you a frozen snapshot of yourself, sitting in this car, talking to me like we are right now. But which moment will it actually show you? Will it be this one?
Mucho cartel de Argus
This
Panoptes, es 6 smoothies.
Or this one? We think we remember how people really were, how our lives together really
Luego me sigue dando la chapa, un cepillo de dientes, vale. No llevo nada más que un cepillo de dientes en la mochila. Impresionante.
were. But when we think back to them, even the people we cared about the most, all we're doing is snatching moments out of the air. Just grabbing another raisin out of the box.
¿Qué te ocurre? ¿Qué tienes con las
Spend a
pasas
lot
tú?
of time around raisins. They're like those dogs you see with wrinkles of skin falling over their eyes. Not the most handsome dogs. Basically helpless but lovable. My wife, she preferred grapes the way most people do. She's dead now, but you probably guessed that. Takes one to know one, right?
¿Qué?
I can always spot someone who's grieving along this highway. They usually stand on the road with a dazed look on their face and their thumb up in the air. Young guy like you, I wouldn't have a clue. My wife, if I'm totally honest with you, I don't really remember what she looked like.
No me estoy fijando en qué camino nos
Remember
lleva.
everything about her.
Nos ha sacado de la carretera y estamos en un camino de
It's not
tierra.
her face. Some people have faces that are easy to remember.
Ajá, muy bien.
Doesn't seem fair.
Oye, gracias por el follow, Jolis. O señor Laneiro, señora Neiros, como usted prefiera. Creo que recordarías a tu
Well,
propia
it's not
esposa.
as easy as you think. I'll give you an example.
No.
You think you're present in the moment? You've been talking to me for a few minutes now.
Sí.
What color are my eyes?
Azules. Azules. O grises, joder. Yo diría que son azules.
Yep, not bad.
Vale.
But that's just your photographer's eye.
Osgood is good. Osgood, vale. ¿Soy fotógrafo?
Just figured from your gear. A
Pues
lot of
mira.
photographers carry that backpack.
Ah, sí, pues te iba a decir, en la
Tell you
mochila
what,
solamente tengo el
Hazel
cepillo de dientes.
Do me a favor and
Answer.
close the window, would you?
Vale. Cerramos la ventana que se nos llena de polvo el coche.
Now, where were we?
¿En qué dirección vamos? Eso
Not
digo yo.
much profit in talking geography with someone who doesn't know where he's going or where he's from. But if you want to know, the trunk of this car is full of 4 bushels of raisins that I'm driving to my brother's place in Intercourse. That enough info for you, Copernicus?
¿Copérnico?
Yep. Intercourse, Pennsylvania. You're not going to believe this, but my other brother lives in Lampshade, Texas. I once picked up a guy who'd been to the Czech Republic. They've got some really weirdly named places over there. He was
Tienes
telling
unos
me.
años ya, ¿eh?
One place that means young celebrator of pain. The thing is, some of these places are 700 years old. I guess they didn't really know how to name places back then.
Claro, porque Lampshade está cojonudo el nombre. Sí, sí. Y Intercourse también.
You know, when I was a kid, my brother and I used to drive our parents crazy
Esto
on
no
long
estaba aquí
drives
antes. Esto no estaba aquí antes. Tiene un teléfono. Vale. Dante's Dinner. Me faltan 2 cerillas, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cerillas, vale.
What you got there?
Solo una caja de
Just a
fósforos.
matchbook, huh? I figured it must have been something important.
No, no digo nada.
So, where were we?
Me estás contando
Our
mierdas.
folks wouldn't let us listen to the radio in the car. So we used to make up these songs about food on long drives to pass the time.
Ah.
We had this one with about 30 verses, each about a different kind of grain.
Apasionante,
There was this
suena...
one time when we passed a billboard for this new kind of bread. Balach bread. In hell they have a hell a lot of balach bread. In hell they have a hell a lot of balach bread. In hell they have a hell a lot of balach bread.
Me la vas a dar
In
mucho
hell
rato.
they have a hell a lot of balach bread. Oh yeah, that drove Mom and Dad crazy.
Joder, como
Come
pano.
on, join in. In hell they have a hell a lot of balach bread. In hell they have a hell a lot of balach bread.
Cuánto cuervo.
In hell they have a hell a lot
Joder,
of
la que me estás dando, colega. Me
bread.
puedo comer una pasa.
In hell they have a hell
A ver si me
lot
muero o
of
algo.
balach bread.
Socorro.
Actually, I'm beginning to understand my parents' perspective.
Pero si por allí el camino era de...
Getting older is funny. It's like reading a book
Vale, vale.
where less and less happens, but the writing gets better and better. You got that right, kid. Let me tell you, getting old is no picnic.
El amor es la dificultad... Es the extremely difficult realities. Es la... el darse cuenta de manera extremadamente difícil que algo que no eres tú mismo es real. O sea, el amor es darse cuenta. El amor es... Sí, el amor es darse cuenta... Es la extremadamente difícil conciencia de que algo que no eres tú es real. Iris Murdoch. Ah, pues está chula la frase. Me la quedo. Vale. No, no me la quedo. ¿Cómo es estar casado tanto tiempo?
Yeah, well, that all sort of depends on which raisin you take out of the box, right?
Esto no ha cambiado, ¿no? Porque van apareciendo cosas nuevas que
Are
antes
you
no
spinning?
estaban.
We were married for 37 years. People used to ask us how we managed, being married and all, working off the side of the road together, sharing a little trailer. The truth is, nobody knows if they're happily married. All they know is that it's the thing they've been doing every day for the last 37 years. It's not that simple, Copernicus.
Y de la que Copérnico.
Life has a way of chipping away at that certainty.
Nos
It'd be
llamaremos así.
easier if you had a number assigned to you.
La
A number
constatación
from
extremadamente
1 to
difícil.
100.
Eso es.
Printed
Muchas
on both
gracias.
your foreheads where you could always see it.
Muchas gracias. No me salía el
You would
palabra.
arrive in the mail every year, right after you file taxes. Oh, we're a 71. That couple down the street, the Rosens, they're in 82 this year.
Mira, tienen batidos en el Dante's Dinner. ¿Me llevas para allá?
Some way of knowing.
No, me sigues llevando por secundarias. He elegido la parte de arriba. Se está guardando el juego.
There's a photo in that glove box there of us standing in front of our trailer. It was in a magazine. One of those stories about vanishing farmers that always pulls heartstrings with the rest of the country.
Qué bien que la llevas contigo a la carretera.
The photographer caught a certain look, an expression she used to have, like she could see something barely out of sight for the rest of us. Here, pop open the glove box and I'll show you what I mean.
Normal que del año 54. Está bien. Muy actualizado. No me deja los prismáticos, bueno, nada. La foto
Hey, where'd you get that? That's not her.
de la
That guy
guantera.
there, he looks like you. I don't know. I was going to ask you the same question, Copernicus. Did he? Who gave this to you?
Es tu guantera.
Well, I guess it belongs to you. You'd better hold on to it. What woman? Well, oh, her. Well,
Joder, tío.
hard to say.
No retienes nada, ¿eh?
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. What's that black thing in the glove box anyway?
Ahora sí me deja ya coger los prismáticos. Hostia. Pero,
See anything interesting there? A windmill, eh? No idea.
no hay día, no hay día. Llama la atención del conductor para llamar la atención. A ver.
Say, want to hear a joke?
Uf. Venga, vale.
Why did the raisin take the prune to the dance?
Dime.
He couldn't get a date. Hey, that reminds me. It's almost 4:30. You'll like this. It's my favorite. I once knew the hostess, Darlene. She used to change the tires on my truck on Highway 51.
Welcome to another Interstate Riddle Hour. Here's our first riddle. Keep your eyes peeled, all you blacktop carpetbaggers. I fly, yet I have no wings. I cry, yet I have no eyes.
Sí.
Darkness follows me. Lower light I never see.
¿El tiempo? ¿Qué tengo que encontrar aquí?
Need some help?
Sí. Repite el acertijo, a
I
ver.
fly, yet I have
Vuelo,
no
pero no tengo
wings.
alas.
I cry, yet I
Lloro,
have no
pero no
eyes.
tengo ojos.
Darkness follows me. Lower light I never see.
¿Qué objeto puede ser?
Need some help?
Voy a pedir que me lo repita la última vez. Luego, si no, ya pido una
I
pista.
fly, yet I have no wings.
Vuelo sin alas.
I cry, yet I have
Lloro
no
sin ojos.
eyes. Darkness follows me. Lower light I never see.
La telaraña persigue y nunca veo cuando hay poca luz. Tengo ni idea. A ver, chat, ¿alguna ayuda? ¿Alguna idea? Vuelo, pero no tengo alas. Veo, pero no tengo ojos.
Need some help?
Sí, sí, dame una pista, por
We're
Dios.
looking for something fluffy.
Algo esponjoso. Y que... ¿What? No tengo ni... ¡Ah!
Very good.
Vale.
Here's our next one. A gatekeeper forever bound. He opens and shuts with a similar sound.
Vale. Ah, esa es toda la pista. O sea, ese es todo el acertijo.
Need some help?
Sí, repíteme el acertijo.
A gatekeeper forever bound. He opens and shuts with a similar sound.
Portón cerrado para siempre que se abre y cierra con sonido similar. Mierda. No sé. Dame una pista. Sí.
Think metal teeth that open and shut.
Una cremallera. Ah, cremallera.
Very good.
I don't know why I listen to this every day. Damn questions are rigged. I never get them.
Que no las entiendes tú.
Says the guy
Joder, pues
who
menos
never
mal.
knew what pressure to keep his tires at.
Hey,
Having fun? Want to keep going?
Sí,
Great.
dame otro
Here's
acertijo.
another one. Take one out and scratch my head. I am now black, but once was red.
La cerilla.
What
Esto
am
sí.
I?
Adivinar.
Well done.
¡Ya!
Okay, here's a tough one.
Solo quería uno más.
I have 4 wings but cannot fly. I never laugh and never cry. On the same spot I'm always found, toiling away with little sound. What am I?
El molino de viento. El molino de viento.
All right, here's our last riddle.
Vale, ya la voy pillando un
He
poco el
lies
truco.
without touching the
Serene sin
ground.
tocar el suelo.
oh come on, Darlene. Damn it, Darlene. I should have tipped her better when she changed the tires. She's been out to get me ever since.
No entiendo nada.
Look, she isn't being straight with you, kid.
Check the photo, Copernicus. The photo in your bag. Then you'll see.
Hostia. ¿Qué ha pachado?
She's in trouble, Copernicus. You must help her.
Things like that happen all the time on this highway. It's nothing to lose your scrunchie over.
Riddle hour has now ended. I've helped you all I can this time. So long, Copernicus.
Kid, I am sorry about your girlfriend, but I had nothing to do with it. It's just the opposite. I was sent to protect you. You did. You picked this car every bit as much as I chose to stop for you.
¿Qué pollas me estás contando?
You picked this car, picked me, not to feel anything. Let's not kid ourselves. You don't seem like a guy who wants to remember. Kid, just let it go. There's nothing for you down that road. Nothing but hurt. Look, I admit I lied, but only about one thing. Yeah, we've met. Twice, in fact.
Si yo te he pedido que vengas a buscarme.
Sure. You showed up at my trailer park taking photos.
Vale.
At first, I was a bit suspicious, since there were plans to kick us out and develop the trailer park into some kind of shopping center. But then it became clear that you'd been sent here by a magazine to do one of those stories about vanishing farmers that always pulls heartstrings with the rest of the country. The woman in the photo?
Sí.
No, I didn't actually meet her. I just know what you told me about her. She was backpacking around Europe without you. And you? You weren't taking it so well.
¿Por qué me metiste?
Kid, I told you. You don't want to go down that road.
Sí, sí quiero ir por ese camino.
Well, what's that they say in that Tom Cruise movie? The one where he's a bartender?
Un cóctel.
Everything ends badly, or it wouldn't end at all? I wasn't afraid of the truth either, back then. My wife, when she got the x-rays, when she knew, she decided to spare my feelings. Didn't tell me anything. Hid the x-rays in one place I'd never suspect, because it was so obvious. Stayed closed until today, until you came along. And that's what you liked about me when we met, when you came to take those photos. You said you admired my fortitude. I had to look up at least one of those words in the dictionary. Turns out that you just meant my not feeling every little thing that's gone wrong with me. Well, that's life as a raisin farmer. We're not known for live casting our power ballads.
Me flipan estas carreteras que son de polvo hacia un lado y de hormigón hacia el otro.
I wish it was that simple, kid. Hey, Chief. Why don't you have a look here? He appeared on this highway about the same time you did. I guess he's part of what you're running from.
¿Por qué no puedo mirar hacia atrás?
Not sure. You can't see him directly. He only shows up in mirrors, windows, pictures.
Igual me tenía que haber tomado 2 cervezas antes de empezar.
Well, we haven't talked yet about the second time we met.
Vale.
That's the thing. It's a little hard to explain. Better if I just take you there.
¿Dónde?
It's just a quick detour. We'll be there in a minute. But close the window. You don't want to have it open where we're headed.
Está súper pesado con la ventana cerrada, ¿eh? Joder. Tormentón. Pues nada, aquí no puedo hacer nada. Se me están cerrando los ojillos. Ah, no, se está haciendo noche. Vale, vale. Hostia, pero noche cerrada, ¿eh? Cerradísima. O me estoy durmiendo. También podría ser.
A man travels along a road until he reaches a gate at the top of a hill. The road has been long and straight so far, and the going has been easy. But now the man can't go any further, so he takes a seat by the road to rest. The man waits, and after a length of time that seems neither short nor long, the gate opens, and a guard appears.
Vale.
The man asks the guard for entry, but the guard says he cannot let him enter at the moment. The man thinks for a second and asks if he will be allowed through later. It is possible, says the guard, but not now. The gate now stands slightly open, and the man tries to look through it longingly. His journey has been easy so far, and he misses the feeling of the open road. The guard notices and laughs. Even if you could gain entry, there are many gatekeepers after me. Some are much stronger than me, and I'm afraid to look upon them. So there the man waits, for days, months, years, waiting to enter. One day, when he's given up hope of entering, a single question occurs to him, one he has not thought of before.
Paciente el tío, ahí sentado años.
Why, he wonders aloud, are there no other travelers along this road? All these years, no one but myself has waited in front of this gate. The answer to this question comes from a voice near his shoulder. It is you who made this gate, says a bird perched nearby. So it exists for no one but you. But why? Asks the traveler. Why would I choose to stop here? The bird answers after hungrily eating a crust of bread from the man's hand. After this point, the road becomes less straight. It splinters like the tree in which I live, splitting into dozens, hundreds of branches. The path becomes impossibly narrow and frail, and crowded with the view of other paths one could have taken. There's only one point ahead on the road where all paths converge, where all points join, where the light shines through skin and through lies. But it's never been reached by one of your kind, a traveler who walks on feet. Shoo! Cries the guard, chasing the bird away. Don't listen to his nonsense. Having said this, he takes a seat next to the traveler, but not before closing the gate forever. So when you think about it, who knows how long we've been sitting here, just like this, on this road. Take it from me. It's better to face things with, what's it called again? Fortitude. Better not to feel too much. Want a raisin?
Sí. Pilla. Wow.
See? You're getting used to them.
¿Qué cojones?
Life is like a box of raisins.
Hey,
That's some Forrest Gump type wisdom
este cartel
for
es
you
nuevo.
right there. Here, I'll leave the box open for
It's
you.
my swarm well
Help
fed.
yourself.
Vale. Vamos a comer otra pasa. A ver si nos da una doble dosis. Pues sí. Algo nos ha dado, sí.
Look, hooded crows all along this road. I have to chase these for my farm every harvest.
Pena no tener cámara, ¿no? Para hacerle una foto. Están aquí bien cerquita. ¿Te parece bien que haya abierto la ventana o me la vas a hacer cerrar otra vez? Por saberlo nomás, ¿eh?
They look hungry. Didn't get much peck out of this last harvest.
Sigue siendo la misma frase. les alimente con... A tomar por culo.
You don't want to do that, kid.
¿Por qué no?
These birds are unpredictable. There's no telling what they'll do once they start swarming. Get enough of these crows together and it's big trouble.
Coño, sí que hay un puñado. Vamos a buscarnos problemas, ¿no? A ver si pasa algo. Ya.
You're making a mistake, kid. You don't know where they're taking you. Look, I'll help you. I'll help you figure out what happened when she came back from Europe.
Eso es lo que quería oír.
Great.
Adiós.
Who? We'll get to that in a sec. Let me ask you something first. Did she pack an umbrella with her on her trip to Europe?
¿Yo cómo coño puedo saber eso?
Traveler's checks or cash?
Yo qué sé.
If I am, it's for your own good. Want to hear a joke? Why did the raisin take the prune to the dance? Yep, good one, right? You know, when I was a kid, my brother and I used to drive our parents crazy on long drives like this.
Vale, ya han vuelto los cuervos.
Now you've done it. They've taken control of the car.
Perfecto. ¿Cómo vas a tomar los cuervos? ¿Qué me estás, container?
I don't know, Copernicus. Why don't you ask them?
Si tienen ellos el control, ¿para qué llevas tú el volante? ¿Eh?
We're at my farm, Copernicus. I had a funny feeling the moment you looked through those binoculars. Well, they're pulling us around in circles. They're afraid of the scarecrows I put up here last summer. They want to take you, I suppose, to that windmill in the middle.
Gira los espantapájaros para que den espalda a los cuervos, como los giro. Vale. ¿Cómo cojones? ¿Cómo se hace esto?
You need to rotate the scarecrows. See if you can find something in this car that might do the trick. That's it, kid. Now, more of the same. Almost there.
Vale. Rarísimo el juego este.
That's it, kid.
¿Qué
I
pollas?
think it's for you. They have a way of leaving gifts once you've fed them. Often
Ahora no
something
tengo foto
shiny
dentro.
or a piece of string.
I'm going away for 2 months. I'll be back before you know it. It's practically a cliche. Going to Europe to have new experiences, and yeah, it's corny, but maybe find myself.
I guess I'm just worried that you'll find yourself but lose me along the way.
I'll be back before you know it. Promise. Here's a security deposit.
What a weird box. Did you win this at the circus?
It's great, right?
Oh, es la
I'll send
caja de
you something
Hellraiser.
special from Europe to put inside, so you know I'm thinking of you. And then we have our road trip together when I get back. You won't miss me anyway. You have plenty to keep you busy, like that job in California. The story about the
vanishing grape farmers. You're right. I'm worrying too much. I love it. Does it lock?
In some other world, it must, but not here. Okay, trade you a memory box for your Polaroid.
Oh,
Say cheese.
Que estaba empapado cuando tocó un cable.
a ver, no sé si se está viendo algo. Creo que sí. Vale, he debido ser yo el que me he caído. O algo así. No lo sé. Vamos a ver. Ahora parece que está. Ahora parece que está recuperando un poco la conexión. Vale. Perfecto. Venga. Pues nada, seguimos. Que he parado porque no he dicho nada porque pensé que no estaba en directo, pero parece ser que ahora sí. No sé si estoy transmitiendo. Sí, estoy transmitiendo. Vale. Pues voy a pegar un trago, que había sacado la botella y es cuando he visto que me había caído. Y reanudamos. Pues nada, Osgood. Buenas noches. Que descanse usted y que mañana sea un día leve en el trabajo. Yo también trabajo mañana, pero le voy a dar un ratillo más. Por lo menos quiero acabar este episodio, esta parte o lo que sea. Que creo que estoy en las últimas ya.
Well, now that you know how it started, it doesn't make the next step any easier, does it? Listen, I disapprove of just about every choice you've made on this trip.
Vale,
But I
gracias.
like you, kid, and I can see you've made up your mind. If you want to find your girlfriend, if you want to find out what happened, if you really want to go there, you've got to find that box.
Vale.
I don't know, kid. But find that box and the key. Open the box before it's too late. Well, this is where I say goodbye.
Ok, no me puedo llevar nada
Unless
más.
you want to help transport 4 bushels across. Nah. Just remember, there are many more gates ahead and many more guards. I'm pretty much the friendly drunken uncle of the bunch.
Vale. Pues
Well,
gracias.
Good luck to you, kid. Oh, one more thing. What did the grape say when he
A la
got
mierda.
run over by the car? Nothing. He just gave a little whine.
Joder, la verdad es que los chistes
Good
están
luck with
bastante
your
bien
search.
traducidos. Tienen mérito. Pues vale. Creo que esta es la introducción. Que me ha llevado como unos 40 minutos. Corte de directo incluido. Vale, partir 1, partir 2. Viva las traducciones con el Google Translate. Lo de partir 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5 está muy bien. ¿Puedo coger cualquiera o no? Solamente me deja coger la 2, ¿no? Patrick Hopper. ¿no? Este paisaje
It's
me
the
gusta un
second
poco
house
más.
on the right here. No, wait, the third.
Don't you remember where it is? I thought you spent your whole childhood here.
Do you know what put us on top of the food chain? Do
Las
you know?
pasas.
And please don't say opposable thumbs. Plenty of animals have those. Possums, koalas, something called the waxy monkey leaf frog. They're nothing special. Forget about thumbs, okay?
Vale.
Memory is what put us here. So many of our dreams are set in the places where we used to live. We want to see them, visit them again. There should be a rule, a kind of social convention. The old apartment rule. Works like this. We can show up any place we used to live and simply explain, oh, I used to live here. There's nothing strange about it. The
No.
people who live there just throw open their doors and invite us in to have a look around. So we can go back home again.
Bueno.
So we can be whole. Hey, are you keeping an eye out? Oh dear.
Sí, sí.
I didn't mean to put you to sleep with my talking.
Madre mía, cómo tienes el coche de mierda, ¿eh?
No offense taken. I've been told I have a way of putting my students to sleep as well. We're looking for Asper Street. At least it used to be called that. The problem is that a few years ago they rearranged all the letters of the street signs in this neighborhood. Very impractical.
Las mejores máquinas de fax del 92. Es porno. Panoptes. Antes había carteles de Panoptes Argus, que es el guardián. Bueno, Argos era el perro de Ulises. Y luego también estaba. Aquí necesito a Lania para que me lo aclare. Había un vigilante en el infierno que era algo de los 100 ojos o algo así. Argos, el que nunca duerme. Everything under the sun were Panoptes were the coolest all year round. O sea que esto es una marca de gafas de sol, pero la otra era Argus Panoptes. O sea, era Argus y debajo llevaba Panoptes, no sé. I see you. Vale.
I didn't catch your name. I'm Hobbs. Yes, that's what everyone calls me. Everyone except my students, of course. Just a second. Let's find this Asper Street, please, before we begin our inquiries.
Vale. Luego te hago preguntas. Hola Jack, estoy teniendo un maravilloso viaje de carretera. Sería un poco más fácil si mi novio pudiera conducir. Jaja. Dile a mamá que estaré de vuelta por su cumpleaños. Jack Pingham. Se llama Jax. O sea, le llaman Hobbs, pero una tal Keira le escribe a él, o este somos nosotros, porque también es una señal que nos hemos dejado con la carta en el otro lado. Si el caso es que encima no se ven, los putos carteles están todos borrosos. Ah, vale, hay que poner el ratón encima. Vale, ¿y cuál era la calle? Asper. Ah, pues mierda, es esta. ¿Cómo se lo digo? Salvar a los delfines, una pegatina, chachi, periódico, granjas, guía de cine, mancados news till the makers for in, settle always sport, traffic chance expected, bla bla bla. Aquí hay un accidente de un coche. Otra postal. Para Lola. Lola querida, los saludos de Spokane. Estoy haciendo un lectorado. Desearía que estuvieras aquí. Mi habitación del hotel tiene esta forma. Una greca. Tu amigo Hobbs. Vale, o sea, esta carta es de Hobbs para Lola. Y hay una carta de Jack para Jack de no sabemos quién. You will soon be hungry again. La carta de la fortuna. Vale. Mondale y Ferraro, candidatos aquí a algo. Más pegatinas. Hay mucha mierda en este coche que ver. Puesto el seguro. ¿Qué llevo en la mochila? Vale, llevo la foto, el cepillo de dientes y el fósforo. Vale. Sí. Tienes cigarritos aquí, ¿eh? Hobbs. Te veo. Chout Road. No. Dalton Road, no. Chout Road, no. Que no. Cojona. Rips. Era esa. Mierda, joder. Aceleras en el peor momento. Dalton Road, no. Dalton Street, no. Spur Street, ya está.
Yes, that's it. Very good.
Ay.
So, we're on our way. Now, there was something you wanted to ask.
¿Por qué tenía ese coche tan lleno de mierda?
What can I say? I like to hold on to things. Always give
Ya,
yourself the
bueno,
option
pero
to look back. That's what I say.
es que tienes mucha mierda.
Keep your eye on the rearview mirror. You, my friend, should know that best of all. Oh, yes. We've all met you along this highway. I picked you up because I could tell you're looking for something.
¿Por qué llevas
Something
unos
you've
auriculares?
lost. Now, we're all looking for something on this road. I've never met anyone who wasn't. My dog. Well,
Ah.
she's been missing for a long time now.
Hombre, no vamos a ser tan cabrón.
Hobbs, like me.
Se llama Hobbs. Vale.
Stupid idea, naming a dog after yourself. They constantly think they're being trained. Every time someone you know stops you in the street. Maybe a little bit high-strung. So, Vern mentioned this problem you have with a photo.
No voy a preguntar ni si se conocen o no, porque mira, paso. Ah, tengo que mostrártela de verdad. Vale, vale.
So, you're looking for her.
Y
What happened to her?
no tengo ni puta idea.
Well, a singed photograph is never a good sign.
No, no está quemada.
I'm sorry, though. You don't remember anything?
No. Bueno, un poco.
Well, I can help you with one part. You two came by my house, yes. See, that's my silo. There in the background.
¿Dónde?
Well, there was some kind of an argument. I invited you two in and put the kettle on the stove. You never wound up making it through the front door. She suddenly had to take a call. You got impatient. Now, I don't know, but you didn't seem happy about it. I had the feeling it was a recurring thing. Someone who's in the habit of getting in the way between you two. Well, I'm happy to help, however I can. What do you have in mind? My house? I'll do you one better. If you want to know what happened to her, why don't you just ask her yourself? You haven't asked me yet where we're headed.
Vale.
The warehouse of lost things. Impressed? Oh yes, Vern said you were pretty funny. Oh, okay. It's this warehouse that contains everything you've ever lost in your life. You can find anything there, even feel it, but you only get 15 minutes to look. Yes, only 15 minutes. It really threw me the last time I was there. I got
Ah, o sea, pero puedes ir varias veces.
Yeah, I had as a kid. Left them at a bus stop sometime in the mid-60s. After that, my parents bought those things that clip your mittens to your coat so it wouldn't happen again. Well, why not? Shamanic tribes of the Amazon believe that in order to heal, you have to journey into the other world, find the thing you've lost among the spirits, and bring it back. Now, and to think about all the things we misplace. Atlantis, huh? And we lost an entire city once. Why shouldn't we get a second chance just to go back and retrieve some of the things we've left behind? Now, if I remember correctly, it's only about another 20 minutes from here.
Vale, ¿y qué hacemos en estos 20 minutos, tío? Tú la guantera la tienes chapada. Hops. Cuéntate algo. Cuéntame un chiste de pasas, aunque sea, joder.
Peculiar. It's nothing. Just wondering about this green light. Are you one of these people who's good with cars?
No sé lo que quiere
I
decir.
was hoping you might know. I never saw it before until you got into the car.
En el coche de Ben había un botón verde o algo, pero no se encendió.
A car manual? Oh no, that's not the sort of book I keep in here. I'm a humanities teacher.
Joder.
No, I think we'll wait to find a mechanic someplace. Perhaps that part-time quiz show hostess. Ah, the green light. The epic sense of man's urgency. The future that keeps receding from us. Yes, I suppose you've read The Great Gatsby, too. It's probably nothing major, just a reminder to get something checked. But what do I know? I'm not the technical sort.
Sí, podría ser, pero si fuera roja.
We could ask Lola. Well, she's very good with these things. Probably not, young man. Lola's a kind of oracle. She's given me lots of good advice, right from where you're sitting. Besides, more to the point, I'd like to check with her about directions, just to make sure we're pointed the right way. See if you can find her here.
Sí, aquí.
No.
Aquí.
No, not a woman. A bear. Well, she's quite small, you see. A toy bear. Now, I found her at the World's Fair in Barcelona, 1929.
Pero que, ¿cuántos años tienes tú?
Lola Montez. But she's somewhere in this car now. Feel free to rummage around as much as you need.
En la mochila no está. Angry again. No tengo ni puta idea de lo que tengo que hacer. Ah, vale. Una llave.
What have you got there?
Una llave que será de la guantera, ¿no?
Looks familiar. There she is. Ah, Lola.
Qué cosa más fea, por Dios.
My boy, that's where she likes to speak.
¿Esto es una cassette? ¿Cómo va a tener una cassette? Ah, será porque estaba sobre una cassette en la guantera y se le ha quedado la marca. Dar cuerda.
Yes, sometimes directly, sometimes in a more of a roundabout way. Lola, dearest, now I'm here with this young fellow here, and well,
Está bastante peor que la anterior de la
it's left
cabeza.
up here on Concord Avenue, right? She's not ready to talk yet.
Vale.
She's lonely, and she misses her friends. Fellow memory objects. That's her preferred company. Trinkets like her, lost and found many times over the years, imbued with the memories of everyone who's ever claimed them as their own. Get enough of them together, and things start to get interesting. The present moment peels back like wallpaper to reveal the past behind it and the future ahead. Her and her friends, yes. She's very good. She even remembers my dog's names. Well, it depends on how many are missing at any given time. Currently, Hops is the only one who's out of pocket. She's been gone for almost 9 months. I'd very much like to find her.
Perdón. 9 meses
Although
perdida
I
la
couldn't
perra.
look for her these last months. I got a bit detained. Yes, it all started when I was buying some tube socks. I was on the escalator, trying to leave the mall. Do you ever have that thing where you buy something and you know it's the right thing, but you start worrying about it just as you're leaving? I was staring at the socks, wondering if they were the right length. Now, I knew they were, but I must have not been paying attention, because suddenly I slipped down that crack at the end of the escalator, right where you're supposed to step off. Yes,
Sí.
exactly the thing kids are always worrying about, getting sucked down the escalator. Well, first quite quickly, and then very slowly.
¿Qué ha pasado?
Before you know it, you're banging around in this chute, and then you land at the bowling green. That's what they call the entrance. It's a little area with some onboarding materials and that fake grass carpeting, so the landing isn't so rough. It's the most fantastic place. Under the escalator, just vast. Like falling out of bed and landing on the moon. Oh, no. There are other people there, but not much good for company. Everyone's just waiting to get out. Very poserish scene down there. Let me tell you. A lot of staged ennui. Oh, not much really. There's an old black and white TV that only gets a few channels. There's some old board games just lying around, but they're all missing pieces and instructions. There was one box that promised 8 games in one. But I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to play a single game. A couple of decks of cards, all incomplete. I must have dreamt 20 times that I found the 4 of clubs.
Uf. Estoy cada vez más convencido que estamos muertos.
Pretty much the only thing that passes for excitement there is when somebody new drops in.
El chavo del 8.
You learn to tell the difference between the real people and the mannequins they drop down the chute.
Sigue aquí.
Well, they open the escalator every year on January 1st. To clear everyone out. They used to do it more often, but then, well, yep, budget cuts. I fell in the beginning of April, one of the last cold weekends of the year. Really tough thing to get your head around, being trapped in there almost a whole calendar year. They stuff mannequins full of food and supplies, put them on the escalator, and just let them slide down the chute. Well, that's a big moment. When they drop the mannequins down, really breaks up the monotony. Everyone rushes over to tear the mannequin apart to get their hands on the food inside.
Un poco creepy, ¿no?
Oh, indeed. But I guess it's the easiest way to get the food to slip down the crack. One time, a real guy fell down the shaft and was mistaken for a mannequin.
Oh.
Now, he was half torn to shreds before I pulled him out of there. Poor fella didn't look lifelike enough. Oh, yes. He was really quite beside himself. He gave me his pipe as a token of appreciation for saving him from the mob. Well, I still keep it in my pocket.
Vamos a hacer una cosa. Vamos a hacer una pequeña pausa aquí. Porque no sé vosotros, pero yo estoy topillado. No sé de qué coño va este juego. Todavía, o sea, no sé de qué va, pero no tengo ni idea de por dónde va a tirar. Así que vamos a hacer una pausita de nada. 2-3 minutos, ¿vale? Y voy a por un poco de vitaminas para el cerebro y vuelvo enseguida, ¿vale? Venga, no retirarse, que enseguida volvemos. Hasta ahora. micro de la cámara en vez de este, perdón. Muy buenas, ya hemos vuelto. Ya tengo una manzanita para recuperar un poco de energías y algo de bebida tónica, refrescante, un zumito de cebada concretamente. Y vamos a ver, bueno, que va a venir Pilariuca. Ojo cuidado que dice Pilariuca que viene. Ojo cuidado. Vamos a ver si seguimos con el jueguillo este que no tengo ni idea de qué va el tema. Lo malo es que aquí no me puedo perder, en teoría, porque me llevan, con lo cual, pues vamos a ver. Uf, se me ha subido el volumen de los auriculares. De alguna manera parece que ha pasado mucho tiempo, ¿no? Sí, se nos está haciendo de noche. El de Give It to Her, ¿a quién? ¿El qué? ¿Pero el qué? Si no te pregunta por la pipa. Que a su fiesta de hotel le faltan 2 invitados. Hola, Pilar. Pues aquí estamos. Mira, te cuento un poco de qué va el juego. No tengo ni idea. No, ni idea. Es una fumada bastante importante. A ver, voy de autoestopista. Me ha recogido primero un tal Vern, me ha llevado por los campos estos del medio oeste americano, que solo hay granjas y campos de cereales. Y me ha estado contando una película porque por lo visto he debido perder a mi novia que se ha ido de viaje a Europa, pero es todo súper raro, muy psicodélico. En la primera parte he tenido que tumbar unos espantapájaros para que unos cuervos que estaban conduciendo mi coche nos dejasen en paz y así poder pasar de fase. Y básicamente lo que tengo son conversaciones que no entiendo con señores, hasta ahora 2 señores, que me llevan en el coche a un sitio donde no sé de cuál es y no tengo muy claro lo que hay que hacer por el camino. Entonces, básicamente yo le voy dando clic a las cosas que me ponen delante. No, muy difícil no parece, por lo menos por ahora, pero tampoco te puedo decir mucho. Supongo que será algo filosófico, al final se encajará todo, pero he visto ahí referencias a algo, al infierno de Dante, no sé, por eso pienso que estamos muertos desde el principio, que tenemos que ir a rescatar como si fuera una especie de Perséfone, y nosotros, porque nos han llamado Copérnico, que tampoco tiene nada que ver con la mitología en este caso, pero no sé, y nos ha tocado un tal Verne y un tal Hobbes, que Verne podría ser Verne y Hobbes, Hobbes el filósofo. Así por intentar. ¿Eso no acaba acostándose con el granjero? No, con el granjero no, ni con él ni con la hija, no, porque no tenía hija, solo tenía mujer. Entonces, no sé, vamos a reanudar a ver. Ahora estamos buscando una perra que se llama Hobbes, igual que el dueño, que se llama Hobbes, que es profesor de humanidades, que compró una osita que va a cuerda en la Feria de Barcelona de 1929, aunque tenemos un catálogo de máquinas de fax del 92 en el coche. Y la osa se llama Lola Montes, como la actriz, a la que por cierto hay una postal que escribió el tío. Es que son muchas cosas muy raras. Si hay algo que te extrañe, me lo preguntas, Pilar, por el chat y yo te lo explico. Porque si te lo intento explicar así, yo no sé lo que está pasando, así que tú difícilmente, sí, con las explicaciones que te voy a dar. Otro objeto de memorias. ¿Qué puede ser el objeto de memorias? Oh, periódico. No, no tiene pinta. Ah, el objeto de memorias será aquí. La postal. No. La cinta de cassette. Claro, porque la osita en la parte de abajo de la caja tiene marcado como una cinta de cassette. Mira, como casi que todo tiene sentido. Cuéntame la historia, anda. Ajá, continúa. Sí, 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 desayunan. Las pastillas de colores seguro, con lo que no lo tengo tan claro. Sí, 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 sé lo que es un gola. Coño, buscas. ¡Ah, qué divertido! Mm. Uy, segundo que me acabo de dar cuenta que no tengo puesto el sonido del juego. Soy tontísimo. Ahora.
The fat guy
Gracias.
The fat guy
Gracias.
was called the sandwich because the idea is that the two buddies, us, we kill and eat the sandwich on the way home to survive. It's great, right?
Eres un cachondo, Hobbs.
Maybe I didn't tell the story right. Oh, I think mainly just because of the setting. Siberia.
Mira, ¿ves? Esto es para que veas, Pilar, que aquí tienen marcada la forma de una cassette. Espera que ver si te la puedo poner derecha. Ahí, para que se vea, ¿vale? Los dos rodillos. Y aquí, por aquí va la cinta, ¿vale? Y es, pues eso, la cassette.
Bears love stories about remote places.
Ah, vale, sí puedo, sí, sí, sí. No te he contado la mejor parte de la historia. Bueno, la historia es que para escapar del gulag, el plan sándwich, que al final era matar a alguien y comérselo. Había una vez estos dos tíos que escaparon con un sándwich, pero había un problema. Se acabaron el sándwich muy deprisa. No lo racionaron bien, se había acabado todo y tenían días para caminar a través de la tundra siberiana. Y ahora me hace fundido en negro y me contará otra vez la historia. Espera, creo que igual... No quiero. Joder, no tengo opciones aquí, no puedo... Vaya. Estos tíos eran grandes amigos, pero también eran duros criminales. Quería subir el tamaño del subtítulo. Sabían que el primero que se quedara dormido sería comido por el otro. Bien, grandes amigos. Pero el código amigos criminales no permitía reconocer eso, admitirlo. Tenían que mantener el juego, charlas despreocupadas, cosas de las que habla la gente que está caminando por la nieve. ¿Y sobrevivieron? Madre mía, qué poco retiene esta gente. Ah, uno se durmió y el otro se lo comió. Siempre se queda pensando en el honor que no admitía sospecha. Pues hombre, no confío mucho en ti, no. Con lo que me estás contando y las risas que estés echando contando historias de caníbales, pues comprenderás que no me fíe demasiado de ti, ¿no? Vale, descanso de escena. Vamos a ver si encontramos el otro... Voy a quitar el seguro. Por si tengo que tirarme del coche. ¿Qué dice la de la fortuna? Que pronto tendrás hambre de nuevo. Hostia, esto... Claro, ahora esto... Lo que antes era nada, porque en el primer capítulo hemos estado comiendo pasas y no querían decir nada, nos daban así como un jamacuco raro. Ahora con la historia de los caníbales, esto adquiere otro cariz importante. Importante. No hay nada nuevo por aquí, ¿no? Cuéntame más, Hobbs. Que si me puedes hacer una pregunta honesta. Ahora te contestaré lo que me salga a mí de los cojones. ¿Sí? Mi novia. ¿Por qué es tan importante encontrarla? Pues vale, la foto quemada, doncella en apuros. Lo entiendo. Pero si no puedes recordar nada sobre ella. ¿What? La verdad, ahora recuerdo una cosa. Todo lo que tienes que hacer es encontrar camino de vuelta a mí. Vale, Keira, ahora recuerdo que su nombre es Keira. Y ella dice que nos la queremos como mascota. Había una luciérnaga, estaba encerrada en una botella de vidrio. Sí, hay una mujer hablando ahora. Es como que estamos teniendo ahí algún tipo de recuerdo de Keira, de nuestra novia, y nos está contando una historia. Es el único recuerdo, o puedo encontrar la bodega. La bodega es un sitio donde podemos ir a recuperar cosas de nuestro pasado. No eran tíos todos. Los conductores hasta ahora han sido todos tíos, sí. Pero por las miniaturas he visto que alguno tiene que ser una mujer. Es un buen recuerdo. Así que piensas que el objetivo de este viaje sea para regresar a ese momento de inocencia y capturar la magia de ese instante. Sí, pienso que eso es. Tengo ni puta idea. ¿Qué quieres decir?
I think you know. You're like me. The past
Eres como yo, el pasado
is
es
the
un...
only place left
Perdón,
for us.
es el único lugar para
When we
nosotros.
were young, we thought the past could only tie us down. Everything we wanted, freedom, lay ahead on the open road.
Cuando éramos jóvenes pensamos que solo el pasado nos ataba y que todo era búsqueda de libertad. Y ahora el pasado es todo lo que tienes y el futuro lleno de sufrimiento. Creo que nos estás confundiendo a los dos. Cuando lleguemos a la bodega, recuerda estar atento por una luciérnaga dentro de una botella de vidrio. Dice que no cree que sea difícil porque suele tener poca luz el lugar. Bueno, a ver si llegamos al sitio este. ¿Alguna vez? Se ha hecho de noche, ¿eh? Vamos a darle cuerda otra vez. ¡Coño! Esta es la pasa del primer coche. Recuerda, esto es el coche anterior.
Looks like Vern started doing some advertising. I guess he's finally decided to take matters into his own hands. Normally he's so stoic.
Verme, el del primer coche, era granjero de pasas. Vicario vicioso, sí, sí. Supongo que solo tiene buenas intenciones.
Seems like you can use it. You're totally infected with this frontier spirit, am I right? Always move ahead, always continue.
Está infectado por el espíritu fronterizo, siempre hacia adelante.
But at least he knows these parts. You should turn back here. No, I'm serious.
¿Qué te pasa a ti?
It's just Lola.
¿Loco?
Blast nothing.
Está perdido.
Someone changed the street signs. Him. He's been here. I swear it was the second left past the red house. But don't worry. We'll find it. It's right around here.
¿Pero qué casas rojas y juntas azules, flipado?
No, it seems to have disappeared along with the car manual. I just want to find my dog.
Bueno, este está buscando a su perra y nos quiere llevar a la bodega.
This is worse than falling down an escalator.
Peor que caerse por una escalera mecánica.
See if you can figure out which way is east.
Epa, no. Esto no es una brújula.
Are you sure? I mean, look through it and see if it tells you which way is east.
Esto es un calidoscopio. ¿Pero cómo me va a decir hacia dónde es, gilipollas? Estás chalao.
No luck, huh? Well, maybe it does something useful.
Hala, para Lola.
She's starting to talk.
Que ha empezado a hablar.
We can get out of this maze now and head on our way. Lola, dear, this young man and I, we're looking for.
Lola, estamos buscando.
She's saying something. Something about you.
Está diciendo algo acerca de mí, la osa.
A car crash? No. He's fine.
Un accidente de coche, ¿no? Él está bien, míralo. Había en el recorte de periódico.
She thinks you've caused some kind of accident. I can vouch for.
Aquí veo una foto de un accidente. Mujer de 7 del 29 seriamente dañada en un accidente de coche.
Vouch for this young man, Lola. Well, he's been with me almost the entire afternoon.
¿Pero qué dice la loca esta, tú? No le hagas caso al muñeco.
She knows who you are and that she wants to help you. She's gathered these memory objects for a purpose. For you to put
Dice que me va a ayudar la osa.
To bring you earthly knowledge, she says.
Sí, pero no, estaba moviendo el ratón con el calidoscopio y no me dejaba tampoco ver fuera. O sea, no me cambiaba la imagen. Junta los objetos de memorias. Vale. Meto la cinta dentro. Perdón. Esto aquí. Esto aquí. Y esto aquí. ¿Qué más quieres que haga con ellos? Si ya está todo junto. Que ya está, tú, loco. ¿No es así? No van en ese orden. No sé qué mierda tengo que hacer. La llave aquí. Ah, vale, eso aquí. Esto aquí parece que encaja. Ahora sí. Recuerdo, les falta un buen traductor, sí. Están muy bien traducidos los chistes de los juegos de palabras, pero luego esto parece que lo han pasado por el Google Translate. Es una cosa muy rara. ¿Eso qué significa?
Well, isn't that something?
Sí, algo es. Como todo, algo es.
A camera. Your means for turning water into wine, redeeming the past, renewing memories. Well, nothing needs redeeming more than the
¿Qué tengo que
American
fotografiar?
suburbia.
Nada más necesito más redención que los suburbios americanos. ¿No es cierto?
Where the surreal
Americana, donde lo real se mezcla con lo mundano.
Here's your chance, my boy. Create a photo journal, win some awards.
Crear un libro fotográfico y ganar premios.
Firefly, sent directly from your memory, I suppose. to
Luciérnagas.
Oh, hello there, Lampiridine.
Foto de Hobbes. Pero este tiene pelo. Te ves unos 20 años más joven.
Oh, those sideburns. Don't let my students get a hold of that. I think they're not done yet. They want you to take more photos.
Vale.
They want to show us the way, but they can only do it through photos.
Solo puedes enseñarnos el camino por fotos. Vale. Pues a la gira aquí a la derecha. A la derecha, a la derecha. Pero Hobbes, eres gilipollas. Siga las luciérnagas. A ver, ¿qué salió en la foto?
Gee, I didn't notice him standing back there. Should we go back and pick him up?
Chaleco anaranjado. Lo he visto antes.
Who is that guy anyway? You don't sound very glad to see him.
Desearía saber quién
I
coño
think
es.
they're not done yet. They want you to take more photos.
Me gusta por la gráfica del surrealismo, ya me contarás. Chao, chao Pilar. Ya te contaré. Si me entero de qué va, te cuento algo. Ahora, venga, vamos a seguir. Se meten por dentro de la casa. Salen por aquí. En esa habitación. Salen por esta. Pues no se supone que tenemos que seguirlas. Vas por delante, tío. En todos los cruces. Oh, un cartel. Panoptes. Chao, Pilar.
Trading post, huh? Interesting proposition. I expect you get something rather valuable in exchange for this particular camera.
Pues por esa cámara en particular, no. Por esa cámara tan particular. Está bastante mal traducido, sí. Si lo voy a saber, pongo los rótulos en inglés directamente. Porque creo que me lleva más a confusión que otra cosa. Vale. Ya, se han dispersado un poco ahí las luciérnagas. Estaban ahí a su bola. Vale, ahora sí. Poste telefónico, sacar foto. ¿Qué vamos a sacar de ahí? Warehouse of Lost Things, Closet. ¿Hola?
What? It can't. Ah, no. No. My dog.
¿Qué dices de tu perra?
How? If I can't find her in the past, I don't have a chance of finding her in the future. Oh, that was just nonsense I said to cheer you up.
Ah, gracias. Puede ser que las luces nos ayuden una última vez.
I just want to find my dog.
Me he escupido. Hay un trozo de manzana en el brazo. A ver, ¿dónde están? Aquí. Hola.
Is that a dog collared in the street?
Sí, es un collar de perro.
I suppose. But what's happened to her?
Pues que es
She's
invisible.
invisible. She's lost in time since the warehouse closed its doors.
Lógico todo. Todo muy lógico.
That's it. Capture her with that camera of yours.
Foto al collar de perro. Muy bien.
Oh, you're a good dog, Hobbs. You ran past the funny mailbox through a door, and we'll find you, don't worry. You've got to
¿Dónde están?
find that house.
Otra casa que tiene el buzón peculiar. Ok. Diría que es aquella.
That's the one.
Por las luciérnagas más que nada, ¿eh? No, no tanto por el buzón como por las luciérnagas. ¿Dónde estamos?
Look, the silo. That's my house.
Pero si nos hemos metido en otra
Funny
casa.
how you can come upon the very place you live and not even recognize it. All depends on the angle.
Mira, tu perra.
Hey, there's Hobbs. Thank goodness. Oh, I've almost got her back. Listen, I didn't realize the warehouse was closed, but we must do it again. Now you have to promise me, pinky promise, that we're going to meet again in a year.
En un
okay?
año. Vale.
This same spot. We won't exchange contact info or anything like that. We'll keep it old school. Meet here in 1 year's time. What do you say?
Vale.
Wise plan, young man. People like to say that you can't live in the past. Well, look at me. I'm living proof to the contrary. Look, your fireflies are back.
¿Dónde? Ah.
Seems like they're waiting to give you one last memory.
Ujú. Me encanta cómo da igual donde les suda tres cojones donde apuntes, que la foto la saca fenomenal.
Wait for me.
¿Por qué no se mueve el ratón? Pues nada, dentro de un año habrá que acordarse de venir a ver al loco este de la colina.
I just think it would be fun to ring the bell. I lived here my entire childhood. I feel like I have the right.
Sure, but we better make it quick. Lots of driving to do still.
Hello.
O sea, que esta es la casa donde
What can
vivía
I do for
Hobbs.
you?
O sea, donde vivía Keira.
This
Donde
is
viviera
gonna sound
Hobbs.
funny, but
Not at all. Come right in.
oh, sorry. I've got to take this.
Vale, y la llaman por teléfono.
To me, it's perfect here. I don't understand what's so great about our life in Seattle. Don't you ever think about making a change?
Sure, but this isn't the kind of change I had in mind. I get it. You grew up here, so it's your baseline of normal. But this just isn't my idea of an adventure.
Adventure. It's real here. It's a good place to grow up, to have children. At least it was for me. I can always find myself here. Same stars, same fence, same mailbox.
Ok. Pues lo que ellos digan. Intercambio la cámara, ¿por qué? ¿Por la caja?
Hey, you need a ride someplace?
Hola, ¿me dejan mirar? Vale, o sea que hay que empezar en la parte 3, que efectivamente es en la que hay una chica. La parte 2, no he entendido nada de lo que ha pasado, pero nada, de nada, de nada. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? Son las 11 menos 20, es pronto. Vamos a intentar el capítulo 3, la parte 3, y así dejamos 2 para mañana o pasado, a lo mejor. Ya veré, según los planes que salgan este finde. A lo cual me recuerda que tengo que concretar esos planes.
Listen, I'm not your girlfriend.
No soy tu novia,
And I'm not your mother.
ni soy tu madre. Muy bien.
But you'd better finish that pickle.
¿Qué
Or
pickle?
else I'm stealing it.
Ah. Así que tú, ¿y tú quién coño
Me?
eres?
I'm a waitress, dummy. Waitresses have to be whatever people want them to be.
¿Y trabajas aquí?
Yeah, but not today. Don't worry.
Oh.
Thursday's my day off.
Pues
That's
perdón.
okay. It's nice to sit on the other side of the counter for a change and see how the other half lives.
Monte de mostaza. ¿Has puesto
This
música?
music, isn't it dreamy?
No es mi tipo de taza de té.
Still, I can tell we have some things in common.
Hola. Hola. ¿Estás viendo que eso se está duplicando y se está moviendo solo? Perdona que no te conteste, ni te pregunte, ni... ¿Qué pollas es
We
esto?
both have to live by our wits. Hitchhiking isn't an easy trade. Waiting tables isn't either. I'll show you what I mean. Corned beef hash with 3 eggs over easy, whole wheat toast and hash browns. 2 eggs scrambled with bacon, sausage, English muffin, and french fries with mayo instead of ketchup. 3 eggs over easy with well done bacon and a side salad. Hold the toast, Greek omelet
Ahora me
with
está
well done
entrando
hash
hambre.
browns and white toast. A short stack of blueberry pancakes, coffees all around, and 1 Diet Coke. So, how many orders of toast were there?
Espera, dile
Okay.
una vez más.
Here it is. Corned beef hash with 3 eggs over easy,
Sí.
whole wheat toast and hash browns. 2 eggs scrambled with bacon, sausage, English muffin, and french fries with mayo instead of ketchup. 3 eggs over easy with well done bacon and a side salad. Hold the toast, Greek omelet with well done hash browns and white toast. A short stack of blueberry pancakes, coffees all around, and 1 Diet Coke. So, how many orders of toast?
3.
Only if you count the English muffin as toast. Otherwise, it's 2.
La memoria no
Well,
se ve muy
you
fuerte.
must have been doing something right to have made it this far. I
Eh.
figure there's an art to hitching a ride. You have to be able to read
Esos relojes
people
se están
very
moviendo.
quickly. Waiting tables is no different. You get to know what people want before they know what they want. It's a sixth sense. When I picked you up, with you it was easy. Your
Yep.
mind is an open book. Seeing you wandering through that street in the suburbs, clutching that strange blue box like a talisman, I could see that you needed a good rest, a good meal, and a dose of friendly advice from someone who's looking out for you. It's good you managed to lose Hops back there. Let me guess, did he try to make you promise to meet him again?
Sí.
Yeah, we've all made a few of those. This highway is practically paved with broken oaths sworn to Hops, patron saint of useless stuff. He doesn't mean badly, Hops. He's just a bit stuck in the past. That's why he has all that junk in his car. Can't let go of anything. Can't change.
Ya,
People
claro.
like to solve problems with the tools they understand. Hops thinks all the useful tools are in the glove box of his own memory. That's why it's good you got clear of him. He's a bad influence for someone like you. You need to let go to move on.
Tienes que olvidar para poder seguir adelante. Ah, con eso estoy de acuerdo, mira. Voy a concentrarme en la quién ahora.
Good. Well, that makes one person here then. Look at these blue screen zombies. Everyone glued to their phones.
Sí,
Depressing.
bah, qué mal, todo el mundo pegado al móvil. De pronto están googleando pepinillos que no sepan a plástico.
Very funny. That sense of humor will serve you well when our new robot overlords take over.
Eso espero.
The living dead all around us.
Perdón.
Not you two, though.
¿Qué dos?
You and your girlfriend. You were very much animated. Although, maybe not in a good way. That was some argument. Well, if it wasn't worth arguing over, it wouldn't mean anything, I guess.
Esa copa, ese plato y esa taza no se caen. ¿Qué pasó?
Well, I'm not one to eavesdrop. Something about text messages being present. The usual suspects when it comes to couple arguing somewhere in public in the 21st century.
Hombre, la mochila. Vale, foto de recuerdo, foto...
I only caught the end of it. It was one of those things that suddenly boils over.
Ajá.
One moment you were sitting there having your strawberry rhubarb pie and trying to figure out where the next gas station is. The next moment, when I came back with your check, there was this big scene with you storming out the door.
¿Y yo dónde
Beats
fui?
me. You didn't come back, though. She hung around for another 20 minutes, mainly talking on her phone. Then she got her stuff and left. Seemed like she was making a plan to meet somebody.
¿Qué te dio esa impresión?
Well, the way she was talking, it seemed very intent. And when I was wiping down the counter, I found this. Have a look. You might find it interesting.
Balkan Tour San Mauricio Wild Ride. Vale, entonces esto fue antes de ir a Argus Gas SH51 jueves a las 4. Argus Panoptes, otra vez. Vale, Craig Malkmus.
Weird, right? Gets weirder,
Sí.
though.
¿Cuál es la dirección? Argus Gas SH51. Vale,
Check out the back.
que sí, ya lo es.
Seems like some kind of rendezvous. I mean, I figure that's not your card.
No.
Beats me. I just work here. Sorry, Copernicus. I've helped you all I can this time.
Otra vez me llama Copérnico.
Sure, I can drop you off there once we get out of here.
Vale, ¿y? No me deja interactuar con nada. Más que con ella y con la mochila. ¡Oh! Eso me ha dado puntos. ¿What? A ver, algo más que se mueva. Por favor. ¿Alguna cosa loca más? Voy a esperar a que se mueva algo más, ¿eh? Para una cosa... no sé, normal de un videojuego que he visto. Vale.
Pass me the menu, will you? I want to see if they have the seasonal milkshakes in yet. Oh.
Hombre, el mapa, por fin. Vale, estamos en Dante y vamos a Argus, Dakota del Sur. Chachi. La 44, la 37, la... Esto no puede ser la 12 porque las verticales van en el mismo sentido siempre. No sé.
Aw, look at that. It's like a little map of your
Las verticales no, las
adventures.
pares, perdón.
How convenient. Even your gas station is there. Did you notice?
Sí.
It's a typical sign, you know.
Ujú. ¿De qué?
Of a lucid dream. Random happenstance. Strange coincidence. This might be a good time to test if you have superhuman strength or can fly or something.
Claro.
I think I'll have peppermint mocha or vanilla caramel. Sure. I mean, come on. Raisin farmer? There's no such thing. Grapes have farmers. Raisins are dried grapes. End of story. Jeez, where's the waitress anyway? I'd kill for a shake right now. Well, things become real when we invest meaning in them, when we make them real. There's a poem about this. A guy is having an argument with his friend. He's freaking out because the meaning of every word, everything, every idea seems to be falling apart. After a while, I understood that talking this way, everything dissolves. Justice, pine, hair, woman, you, and I. It's my day off reading.
Robert Haas, ganador del Príncipe Guillermo Carlos Guillermo. Escribe de muchas maneras, modos, incluso estilos. Aún en todos lugares, aún así en todos lugares reconoce su reverencia por el poder del lenguaje, las palabras en su a pleno vuelo, full flight of syntax, llenas de significado. O solían llamar elocuencia. Vale, su segundo libro. Joder, tiene hasta el ISBN. ¿Será este ISBN real? Voy a buscarlo un momento. No voy a perder el tiempo en esto. 20,95 Canadá, 13,95. Vale. ¿Qué pasa con este tío?
Well, he remembers this lover he had, and that helps him get his head screwed on straight again. Well, in a sense. It's more that he thinks back to what it was like when they were together, and the different memories come together and leave him with a sense of specificity. That things are real and not just a big pile of words and concepts and stuff that fall apart the moment you try to squeeze them tight.
Yeah.
He thinks back to when he was a boy and remembers this river where he would try to catch the little orange silverfish called pumpkin seed.
Perdona que te ha dado mucho caso, pero es que hay cosas moviéndose en el fondo, ¿vale? Y les estoy disparando con mi mente, por lo que se ve.
That's nice, right? It feels good to say. Pumpkin seed. Makes things feel more real. Look at me. Don't forget me. See me for who I am.
Vale.
Pumpkin seed. You wouldn't believe how much people project their weird bullshit on me. It's the curse of the diner waitress. Less a real person and more a blank screen. I can't tell you how many swingin' dick detective McGurks I've met in this place. Give me a coffee as black as a moonless night, darling. Shit like that.
Vale.
Are you sure about that? Or is that just what you want me to be? You don't seem to realize that you're the one pulling the strings in here. Well, everyone has an agenda. People think they come to a diner for food, but they're really looking for something much more profound. They want something, and at the end, they settle up. You bring the bill, and they have the chance to make good again. Everybody wants to be forgiven. It's a simple transaction. You're no different.
Todo el mundo quiere ser perdonado. ¿Y cuál es mi agenda,
There's that
entonces?
box you're carrying around and want to get open. You're here looking for answers, but only the warm, cuddly kind. You're not going to hang in when it starts getting heavy. This whole modern problem of people not really being present, it's everywhere. And technology only makes it worse.
Ya, claro.
Once the robot doubles started showing up, that was the tipping point.
¿El robo qué?
Robot doubles. The first models were so expensive, only Silicon Valley types could afford them, like electric cars. But pretty soon it got to the point where basically anybody could afford a robot double of themselves. You could pick one up at Walmart, one aisle over from the toilet paper and the firearms. Even the company that produces my cheap-ass phone started them. They claimed they were on a mission to disrupt the human space. I hate that word, disrupt. Pretty much anything you want, but there's where you have to be careful. It acts like you, but it only performs at about 70% of your capabilities. It's you, after a bunch of drinks. So, if you're smart, you only trust it to do really simple things for you. Go to the post office, jury duty, fill in for you at your boring job. But people are lazy. They grow dependent on their robos, use them for all kinds of things they shouldn't, making complex calculations, blowing up boulders. People send their robos off to be with their wives, their families, while carrying on affairs. Check it out. Imagine you and I are in a relationship. Then you notice I'm acting a little slow. My eyes aren't focusing quite right. Like this. Look. See it?
Sí, puedo ver la diferencia.
So now you realize that I've just stuck you with a pile of bolts for the evening. Right, so here we are. Two dummies out on a date together. Would your robo be smart enough to know that I'd sent mine? Right. And would she then tell me, or would she keep me in the dark? All kinds of ethical issues, right? I don't know. I know you're trying to make your eyebrows move weirdly just to mess with me. Did someone stand me up with a robo? No, not exactly. It's more about this thing that happened to me at work once. Not here, dummy. In my former life as a flight attendant.
Ah.
Grab that thing and pull up a chair. I'll tell you all about it.
Robodobles, 1983 by Slide Master.
You
Vale.
feel like a sack of bolts yourself doing these safety demonstrations. People are zoning out, staring at their phones like the blockheads in here, or else just leering at you like you're the first woman they've ever seen wearing a uniform. But you start getting good at spotting the doubles. They're often the only ones paying attention, staring at you with those not quite human eyes of theirs. Technically, no, they're not supposed to be there. But like I said, people bend the rules, and security rarely checks. They're fine on the runway, perfectly docile.
Se ha convertido en Billy Runner de repente.
But something goes wrong at altitude. Something about the navigation system. The FAA wanted to study it, but the study got shut down because you're not supposed to have them on aircrafts in the first place. So yeah, I learned to spot them right away. It becomes a job requirement, a matter of survival. Here, try your luck. Have a look at the table. So, 1 mustard, fine. 3 mustards, not so fine. The one on the left is the real one. See if you can track it. Keep your eyes on the prize. 10 will get you 30. Uh-oh, you just accused Mr. Corporate Entitlement of being a robot. Unfortunately, it's really him. That's going to cost you 1 complimentary business class upgrade. Want to play again?
Sí. Vale, es esta.
Very good. You have successfully enforced airline regulations. Want to play again?
Sí. ¡Ja!
Very good. You have successfully enforced airline regulations. Want to play again?
Venga, la última vez.
Very good. You have successfully enforced airline regulations.
Fuck
Want to
yeah.
play again?
No, gracias, estoy bien.
So, where was I? Pick that up again, and I'll show you what happened next.
Ah, esto. Vale.
One time, we were doing a flight into Galveston, and we had a sudden drop of cabin pressure about 100 miles from our destination. No, but imagine this. Everyone's freaking out. I'm trying to help a girl with her arm in a cast to get her oxygen mask over her head. Suddenly, I'm aware of this Frankenstein monster lurching towards me. The robos, they're like an army of the undead. I don't know if they were affected by the sudden change in cabin pressure or what, but they just lost their shit. People are screaming, and we're huddled together like a band of villagers with pitchforks to fight these things, throwing crap at them from the drink cart, locking them in the toilets, and so on. Luckily, they started fritzing out on their own, like Hal in 2001 when his brain starts melting. Let me tell you, as soon as we got over water, adios, Out you go, robos. Threw him right out of the cabin doors. Throwing the robos off the plane? No, you're right. That didn't actually happen. You can't just open the hatch door like that. But it's a nice image,
Me parecía.
right? I like to think of it sometimes when I'm lying in bed trying to sleep. Maybe so. They're everywhere these days. I can see one in this diner right now, in fact. Can you find it? That's right, the king. Can you believe it? God, I miss the king. They say that it was the first robot double prototype ever made. He actually sent it off to act in some of those cheeseball movie roles he had. That's why they were so bad.
No.
Am I? Says the guy who called his own girlfriend a robot. I seem to recall you standing right there, complaining, it's like eating lunch with an automaton.
Pues me
You
gustaría
really
recordarlo.
don't remember anything? What you were fighting about? What happened next? Could be. Well, I've got a little game that might help you remember. It's kind of like a telephone seance. Ready?
Vale.
Hello? Is that you? This is your girlfriend. Yes, it's me. I'm calling from beyond the grave. So, who are you with right now? Am I interrupting you? Why'd you bring me back here of all places, of all the restaurants we've been to? Couldn't you have summoned me to that place with the sour cream pierogi? See, I told you this is a good game. Okay, so, I'm your girlfriend. Somehow, I'm not with you now, and you don't know why. Except, I am with you right now. That pretty much sum it up? No, this is my game. I get to ask the questions first. What's with this gas station you're trying to get to? What are you hoping to find there?
Y nos
We
vienen
get gas
recuerdos.
in a sec. Hey, stop it!
It's like we spend 1 year falling in love and the next 4 breaking up, right?
Sí.
What took so long? Were you just afraid of being alone? Or maybe you didn't want to be the guilty one, the one who blows things up and hurts me. Were you waiting for permission from me to end it? Waiting for me to give you... Exactly. Waiting for an excuse. What? You didn't want to break anything. You couldn't get over the idea that this great future we were supposed to have could just be wiped out.
Buenas, animal.
The skin we'd always talked about, our light in the bottle.
Pues mira, espera, voy a poner un poco la pausa, porque si ya entiendo poco sin perderme, es el Hitchhiker. Es una road movie. Sería una road movie hecha por... O sea, sí, sería como... Sí, sería una especie de road movie, pero escrita por David Lynch. Un David Lynch muy jodido de la cabeza. Más, quiero decir. Básicamente somos un autostopista, esto va por actos. En el primero estábamos con un tal Vern que nos llevaba por la zona esta de granjas del medio oeste, con sus casas de estas de, vamos, sus graneros del siglo XVIII y XIX. El siguiente paso era un profesor de humanidades que también nos llevaba por un barrio residencial, un barrio suburbano de Estados Unidos. Ahora estamos en un bar de carretera con una chica que es camarera. Básicamente, ¿de qué va la historia? Pues nos han recogido y nosotros hemos olvidado a nuestra novia. No sabemos qué ha sido de ella. O sea, no tenemos ni idea primero de que existe, luego recordamos que existe, luego recordamos su nombre y ahora recordamos un poco las cosas que están pasando. Básicamente ella se debió ir a Europa a pasar un verano y nosotros, pues bueno, fuimos al medio oeste a hacer fotos y demás. En la casa del profesor de humanidades Sí, o sea, no recordamos nada de toda esta parte. Estamos intentando recuperar esas memorias a base de hablar con estos personajes que nos encontramos por la carretera, que no tenemos nada claro quién son, ni quién los manda, ni para qué están aquí. Y hay un montón de imágenes extrañas, evocadoras, que me imagino que cuando acabemos la historia todo acabará encajando en un hilo más o menos concreto, pero que ahora mismo la verdad es todo como muy difuso, muy vago y bastante extraño. El primer personaje nos ha hablado de una puerta en el camino que nosotros mismos nos habíamos puesto. No sé muy bien a qué se refería eso. El segundo, lo que hablaba era de recuperar los recuerdos y había una especie de bodega de recuerdos en la cual había una cajita que hemos recuperado ya y dentro de la cual en teoría tenemos cosas que nos harán recordar a lo que había pasado con nuestra novia. Y en el tercer capítulo, que es este, nos están hablando de esa especie de dobles robóticos, de gente que está un poco alienada, tipo zombie, así, pues bueno, las nuevas tecnologías y tal. Me imagino que, ya digo, son ideas que me imagino que acabarán encajando al final. En el primero sí que había una especie de minijuego levemente complejo para poder finalizar el primer acto. El segundo acto, pues si podemos considerar minijuego el tema de unas fotos que había que hacer con unas luciérnagas, pues quizá. Y en este tercero, de momento, estamos ahí matando dobles que aparecen de vez en cuando de objetos. Sí, o sea, es una fumada. Yo esto se lo vi, lo he comentado al principio del directo, lo vi hace un año a lo mejor, no, algo menos, unos 6 meses quizá. Sí, por Navidades yo creo que sería cuando lo vi. No recuerdo si a Ross Gamer o a Vicio One More Time, que lo estaban jugando también en directo en Twitch y lo resubieron luego a YouTube. Vi el primer capítulo, que era como, calcula así, cuarto de hora de la historia del primer fulano y tal. Tomo decisiones que cambian el curso, es lineal. Tomo decisiones en los diálogos. No sé hasta qué punto cambia el curso. Porque sí que sé que ha habido un momento, por ejemplo, en el primer capítulo que me decían que estaba en un bucle con los cuervos y que tenía que salir del bucle. Entonces, cambiando una de las decisiones que había, porque había vuelto a a la misma pregunta que unas cuantas atrás. Entonces, cambiando una de las respuestas, salí de ese bucle. No me ha vuelto a pasar. Con lo cual no lo tengo muy claro, porque también hay veces que como que separan los diálogos y te dicen que vuelvas a interactuar con el personaje con el que estás para retomar la conversación. Así que no sé si realmente afectan al desarrollo final o hay un camino marcado y todo lo demás son preguntas secundarias que te pueden dar pistas o informaciones, pero que no son, digamos, lo que te llevan hacia el final. Ni sé si luego estas luego se reconducen al principio. No lo sé, no tengo claro la rejugabilidad del juego. No, básicamente no tengo clara la jugabilidad como para tener clara la rejugabilidad, la verdad.
Gone. You left it to me. Put it on
Ah,
me to do what needs.
perdón. Ahora, esta chica lo que está haciendo es, nos está haciendo una llamada como si fuera nuestra novia para tener una conversación con nosotros y que intentemos nosotros recordar lo que le teníamos que decir a ella. Bueno, es un poco extraño. Pero aquí estamos.
Doing. Well, I finally gave you the sign you were looking for, right over at that counter there.
¿Quién era esa?
You guys need anything else? Or
Ah, mira,
you're
la
okay
camarera.
for now?
Es la camarera de este bar.
Thanks. You do anything to make it different, right? To fix things. I can take you to that gas station, and I can be her for you. Together, we'll open the box. You can make it happen. You can make it real.
Se supone que
What do
nuestra
you
novia está en
say?
peligro,
Miss the old times?
pero no
Let
nos
me
dicen
be
por qué.
her. Okay, your choice. Now it's your turn. You can ask me one question,
Ah, mira, pues
whatever you want.
por el logro que me acaba de salir, que pone el logro desbloqueado, toma una decisión llave, que está traducido como el culo los logros. Yo creo que han traducido bien el primer capítulo y luego todo lo demás lo han metido por Google Translate. Parece que sí que hay decisiones que afectan al desarrollo. Me está afectando el zumito de cebada. ¿Qué te hizo hacer planes para encontrarse en la estación de buses? ¿Dónde estás ahora?
The man on the phone. Yes, the one I was texting when we were eating lunch. The man with many eyes.
El hombre con muchos ojos. Ese es Argos. Ha habido varias referencias a Argos. Hay una marca de gafas que se llama Panoptes. Había carteles en el primer escenario que se llamaban Argus. Así que...
Yes, he has 10 eyes, like this.
Son 10 ceros eso.
No. He wears them around his wrist, like a bracelet. Even
Vale.
while he sleeps, a few of them keep watch, their eyes open.
Me
He
pregunto si va a pagar ella.
also wears an orange vest.
No hace falta, no tenemos dinero, así que si no paga ella, jodido. Chaleco naranja, lo vi en el asiento de atrás y luego lo hemos visto también en el segundo escenario, en una de las fotos que hemos hecho con las luciérnagas.
Find the man with many eyes.
Contra el hombre
And
con
his
muchos
friend,
ojos.
the man with mirror eyes. They're the ones who did this to me.
Y los hombres con espejo, que me imagino que serán unas gafas. ¿Cómo los
Close
encuentro?
your eyes.
Argus, mira, la gasolinera se llama Argus también.
Close your eyes.
Pero... Vale, bueno, cierro los ojos.
Hey, where'd you go? It's like you went somewhere else there, having some irresistible dream. Good for you. Reality is always the best policy. Speaking of reality, the check has arrived. Works for me. What's the sudden rush? Are you sure? If you're lucky, maybe she hasn't even gotten to the gas station yet. Well, the card has Thursday 4 p.m. written on it, right?
Sí.
That was 2 days ago. And need I remind you that today is...
Tu día libre,
Yeah.
jueves.
If we leave now, we can beat her there by nearly an hour and find out who's waiting for her.
O sea, hace 2 días fue jueves y eras jueves. No me... ¿Cómo?
Well, that's easy. If I'm made up to look like her, he'll give himself away as soon as we arrive. I have a few wigs in the car.
Interesante plan.
Like I told you, I'm an expert shapeshifter. Come on. Time to be forgiven. And time to hit the road. Time to pay the check so we can get out of here.
Vale. Pagas tú, ¿no? Porque yo no llevo pasta. Ah. Hostia, otra foto. A ver, ¿qué pone aquí? Era un teléfono móvil, ¿no? Sí.
This thing
55562.
about robots is chilling. It says that 60% of the workforce won't have a job in 20 years. Hey, can you put down your phone for 3 seconds?
Tenemos otro
I'm trying to have a
teléfono
real human connection with you, and you're
en una caja de
so tuned out.
cerillas.
It's like I'm eating with a robot.
I'm sorry, I know. We need to get gas in a sec.
A la
You
cama
can
en
tell me
dos.
about it while we're in the car.
Would you put that thing away?
Hey, stop it. Come on, let go.
Who is that? Who are you writing to?
God, keep your voice down.
Oh.
Look, I've been driving for ages. I just need to space out a little.
A little?
Triángulo,
It's
ficha
like
técnica y
you're a million
pelucas,
miles
sí.
away.
Can you just give me a break, please?
We were just taking a break, remember? Now we're back together, but I feel this is the last place in the world you want to be.
Well, that's what I'd call a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Ain't love grand? Come on, let's get out of here.
Ujú. Vámonos de aquí. Será este el tercer capítulo. 4000 puntos hemos hecho destruyendo duplicados. No sé si será mucho o poco. Vale, por fin estamos en un coche. Tarjeta de visita. A ver. ¿Qué es esto? La de Balkan Tours. Vale, esta es la tarjeta de visita que teníamos en el coche. Hostia, coche molón, ¿eh?
How do I look?
Hostia.
Good. I'm a very apt pupil. A very apt pupil. Here, take my phone.
Buen
Call for
equipo.
help the moment something looks fishy.
Vale. Ah, esta la llevamos abierta. No, ábrela. Libro de poesía. Este es el libro de poesía que nos ha enseñado también. Que no sé qué tendrá que ver, pero bueno. Esa parte la verdad es que he desconectado un poquito. Tenemos el teléfono, la foto de recuerdo. Es el 55562 y luego hay otro 2 al final. Y aquí es 01 o 0743. La caja con llave, que no la hemos podido ni inspeccionar tan siquiera. Parece la de Hellraiser. Pero en cookie, esta es la foto de los dos que yo conservo. Que en el primer capítulo aparecía primero normal, luego quemada, luego otra vez normal. Y esta es la casa de Hobbs. Y el cepillo de dientes que lo llevamos desde el principio, que no sé si servirá para algo. Pero bueno. Parece que hay más de una página de inventario disponible. La guantera cerrada, no hay radio, no podemos tirar de freno a mano. Vamos a ver si hay algo aquí. Vale. Géminis, 21 de mayo, 20 de junio. Cuando experimentas el mundo con dos personalidades, todo el mundo lo que te encuentras parece tener dos caras. Géminis quiere confiar, pero lucha por hacerlo. Tal y como su experiencia ha enseñado a otros, a su experiencia les ha enseñado a ellos a estar al tanto, estar precavidos del egoísmo y... No, de buscar el egoísmo y decepcionar a los otros, ¿no? Es algo así, si no me he equivocado traduciendo. Vale, este tenía aquí el horóscopo. Cuéntanos algo.
Shoot. Right? I did, yes.
Vale, tuve una discusión y salí corriendo, pero mi memoria no es
Right,
capaz
it
para
was
esto.
her.
Si fue ya que desconozco.
Yes, and
¿Por qué me mentiste?
listen, there's something at the end of this road that you don't want to find.
Esto me lo dicen mucho.
If you only wanted to find it, there wouldn't be all this conflict.
¿Qué conflicto?
Drivers lying to you, drugging you with raisins, all the
Oh.
little glitches, things that don't make sense, the static. It's hardly been a smooth ride, has it? I'm just saying, there are two sides to every story, right? The argument back at the diner, maybe there was something missing for her. Something missing between the two of you.
Perdón.
Have you stopped to think for a moment about why you keep finding these photographs? Why they are so important to you?
¿Me ayudan a recordar?
They're a way of capturing reality, right?
Sí.
They're objective, but they're also you. They tell the story you want them to tell. That camera of yours, it's a weapon too. Take a photo of me, and in the photo, I'll never change. I'll never grow away from you. So,
Vamos a
what did
fiarnos.
you learn back there from your photo?
¿Qué ha pasado ahí? ¿Qué me ha dado ese cambio ahí de...?
Oh, you have my phone. Why don't you call it then? And you think he's also this man with all the eyes? Hey, you said he has 10 of them, right?
Sí.
Have another look at that card. 10 little
Sí.
eyes. See him?
Diez pequeñas letras. Ah, estas letras eran 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Sí, son 10 IEs y se parecen a los 10 fósforos que tenemos en la caja de los fósforos.
Freaky, right? Well, almost there now.
Esa es la gasolinera.
Time to get in character. Sure,
Wow.
I can't see a thing. What gives? I can't. The car is jammed somehow. What the hell? Watch it,
Chan, chan, chan. Lo más trepidante que ha pasado en las 2 horas, ¿eh? El resto ha sido súper absurdo. Vale, pues hemos acabado el viaje 3. Llevamos 2 horas de directo. Animal, tú te vas a recoger pronto, lo digo porque si quieres sigo un rato más y tiraría para acabar el juego. Si no, lo dejo para mañana o pasado o el domingo, según me dé el fin de semana. Esto no lo hace ningún streamer. Lo de dejar a la audiencia. ¿Te recoges pronto? Vale, pues entonces vamos a dejar el directo por aquí. Vale, que me imagino que esto se habrá guardado ya. Se pueden repetir los viajes. Y en ajustes lo que voy a hacer es en el tamaño de la fuente lo voy a subir un poco. Porque claro, Pilar me ha dicho que en el móvil se ve regular los subtítulos. Por eso es el number one. Exactamente, es el mejor. Ya he dicho antes que este es el canal del streamer con el mayor desfase entre éxito y calidad de sus camisas. Pero bueno, ¿qué le vamos a hacer? Pues nada, dejamos aquí el directo. Mañana no sé. Hoy es jueves ya, ¿no? Sí. Sí, ¿no? Hoy era jueves. Hoy ha sido jueves, sí. Mañana no sé si podré hacer directo. Lo iré avisando por Twitter a mediodía, en función de los planes que me vayan surgiendo. Y nada, si no es mañana será el sábado, y si no es el sábado será el domingo, pero acabaremos el juego en un próximo directo. Así que nada, muchas gracias por estar ahí, a Animal, que ha estado ahora, al Pilar, que ha estado a mitad del directo, y al señor Osgood Fielding, que ha estado al principio. Y nada más, volveremos. Chao, chao.